Hello programmers, Spide is back with another video. So in this video I am going to talk about the customer churn prediction. So this is the most important basic machine learning project which needs to done by every one machine learning beginner person, because this project will improve your skill in the machine learning. So let's see how you can develop this system. So this is the Flask web application, but this is not developed by me. This is developed by this person. This person name is Manan Bedi. So this guy have contributed this project to open source, and UN code is uploaded on the GitHub. So link in the description. So he sent me the link and told me to create a video on his project. So just I am going to create a video, but I have not created this project. I am going to just to explain and walk out through the totally project how you can develop this system. So actually this guy actually have done amazing and excellent work. So you can see this is the Flask web application which is deployed on the Heroku. So let's see how we can implement this system from the scratch. So before starting the video, just I want to tell that subscribe the Machine Learning Hub. So in just we have just crossed around 90 days for this channel, and we have almost completed 1k 1.2k plus subscriber, and we are just growing. If you have any project and you want to contribute that project open, so you can directly send me the link. I will make the video on your project. I will explain all the things on this video, but I will give you credit also, so don't worry about it. So let's see how you can develop this project from the scratch. So first of all, we need to understand what is the meaning of the churn. So let's see. Churn means what? Customer will leave your service or not. So just let's see with example. If you are using the like Jio, Vodafone or Idea, so company have almost data of the every person. Okay. Now, company will use the machine learning algorithm for the future prediction, means how many customer will leave their service. So this thing is also important. So uh, they implement machine learning algorithm for this work, and this is the most important task. Even this thing is implemented by like mall or a bank or many big stores like uh, Flipkart or Amazon. They are also using this strategy, means how many person will leave their service, because this thing is also important, because you can improve your market after seeing the result and prediction. So according to marketing strategy, we also need to implement this thing. So now we are just using this data set. So this dataset about predicting churn for the bank customer. So this dataset is about totally bank details of the customer, and they have data means person is bank leave or not. So you can directly download the dataset from here. Otherwise, you can directly download dataset from this GitHub link. So already even I don't know where is the repository. I will give the link in the description. So don't worry about it. So you can see this guy have actually done amazing work. You can see here is the code, customer churn prediction. So here is the data set, and here is a totally code is given here. Even this guy is uploaded web app on the Heroku also. So you can also contribute your projects to open source and give it to me, so I can make the video on it. So once again I am saying you thanks to this guy Manan. So now let's focus on the our video in our tutorial. Okay. So now I'm going to talk about some important things. So directly going to Jupyter Notebook is just like weird thing. First of all, you need to understand the data, means what data is telling to us. So you need to open the data in this Excel file. Means you can all use any other application. So just I have opened my data set into Excel. So before going to the Jupyter Notebook, you need to understand what data is telling to us. After that, we can make our machine learning model and feature vector. So let's see. So You can see this column is not important in our machine learning vector because this column is nothing. This is just describing the indexing of the data. So this column we will remove in the machine learning vector. Now this is the customer ID. Customer ID is like a primary key for every person. So this will be unique for everyone. So this is also not important. So we will remove this also. After that, surname. Surname is also like not important for our prediction because surname have same and it may be different, so you cannot so it cannot create a huge, good impact on our machine learning model, so we'll remove this thing also. Now credit score is very important thing because the credit on the credit score bank actually credit score describe your financial condition and your reputation, so this is important thing. Now after that, geography is also important, means you are from the which city, because city also matter in your uh, means you will leave the bank or not. So now let's go to ahead. Now gender is also important because gender also create impact. So now go to the age. So you can see age is also important thing, so we will include the age also. So according to me, every feature is important. You can see balance, then this is the working year of experience, then this is the number of products, so this is also important thing. Now this is the Hayes credit card, then this is the Hayes is active member, yes, so this will create impact on our machine learning vector. Now this is the estimated salary, so this will also create the impact on our model. Now this is our y. Exited means what? Person is exited service or not. So this will be our y. So this will be our y vector, and this all will become our x. Okay. So now we can move ahead to our Jupyter notebook. So directly you can open the Jupyter notebook and you can use this IPNB file. So this is given in the our GitHub. So this is just explanation. Following factors are useful for the customer churn prediction. So already we have talked about the when we see the data set. So this is just an image which is a display here. Now we are importing the necessary libraries. If we are doing machine learning, then pandas and numpy are most important. This all library like infinity stone for us. Now we need to read the CSV file. So just we have read the CSV file using pd.read_csv method. Now we have used the df.head, means it will show you starting 5 rows. You can see the data set here. Now we need to see the steps. So you can see this column have 14 means 14 column and 10,000 rows. Then df.column will return name of the column. Then it will df.d types return how many which column have which data type. So these all are the basic things. So now there is a one function in the pandas which is unique, so it will return unique values from the column. So you can see in geography there is unique value France, Spain and Germany city, then female, male, then number of products. So you can see 1 2 3 4, then has crad 1 or 0 means yes or no, is active member yes or no. Then there is a one another method df dot is null. So is null will return the column have a null value or not. Then at the end we are doing sum, so it will return the count. So you can see there is a no null value in our data set. So like this is the best thing ever because there is a we need to apply the strategy to recover the null value, means refill the null value. Like there is you can fill mean, median, mode or unique values or repeated values. There are lots of strategy, but there is no need to do anything here because there is no null value in the column. So this is the very clean data set which I have ever seen. Now there is a one another method df.describe. So what it describe? It describe the count, mean, standard deviation, minimum, maximum of the all the column, all the data. Once again df.head. So now we need to select the features because we don't need to get enter the full data set for our machine learning model. So what this guy have did, this guy create the one list for the column and return name, and then describe df, then name of the list. So this is the simple strategy to choose the useful column. Otherwise you can do slicing also. So you can see this is the final data set. Okay, now there is a one concept like converting the categorical variable into numerical. So if you don't know what is, so this is also called like label encoding. So guys, if you doesn't understand this thing, then you need to understand machine learning from the scratch because these things are the basic. So now what is label encoding? So you can see here you can see male or female. So we our machine learning model understand only number language, means mathematical language. Machine learning, our machine will not understand like male, female, France, Spain. So we need to convert into 0 and 1. Like for the female we can choose 0, for the male we can choose 1. Like for France we can choose 0, for Spain 1, for Germany we can choose 2. So we don't need to do anything. There are a number of method available, like for in the sklearn there is a label encoder, and there is in panda there is a get dummies. You can do thing here. So you can see now our data set is totally converted into mathematical thing means in mathematical number, means our categorical data into encoded into labeled data. Now this guy just plot some amazing graph here. You can see this is the pair plot. If you want to understand the data, if the data is in very huge format, so you can see the data is in actually very big, so you need to understand via plot. So you can use matplotlib, seaborn. So this guy is the heat map. So you can see this is the heat map. So this visualization will clear your concept through the data. So now let's talk ahead. So here once again final data set dot head. Now one thing we need to do here, just we need to split our data into x and y. So here you can see mention final data set dot ilog. So this guy have mentioned all the thing, but instead of this we can directly use the slicing, means 0 colon to 12. You can directly do this thing, but okay, this is okay, no worries. Every person have this different perspective to do the task. So in the y we have chosen last column. Last column means person is exited bank or not. Then x dot head and just see the y. So y is what, x and y is now converted. Now we need to do the split the data, means training and testing. So you can see from the sklearn dot model selection import train test split. So this is the inbuilt method to split our data into training and testing. So you can see we have mentioned x and y. Test size is equal to 0.2, means in training we have given 0.80% data and random factor is equal to 42. Means random state is equal to 42. Now we have important standard scalar also. You can see if you don't know what is standard scalar, then there is a one amazing article on the Stack Overflow. You can just do the search how standard scalar work, and Google will suggest you the link. So that's how standard scalar work. Then here you can see it fitted our x data into standard scalar, and then we have used sc dot transform method. So it will standardize our testing data. So this guy have used two algorithm here. So from sklearn.ensemble, first they have used extra tree regressor, and after that uh, he used a random forest classifier. So obviously RFC will work amazing because in this type of the data set. If you don't know what is random forest, then this is just like a number of decision trees. It's following the ensemble learning approach. In decision tree we have just one tree, but in random forest we can create 10 trees, 100 trees, and 1000 trees also. we just need to define n underscore estimator in this random forest classifier, but by default is a 10. So we have not mentioned anything, then we have 10 trees for the now the algorithm is fitted, and now you can see predicted. Now see confusion matrix. So according to confusion matrix, model is good and accuracy is around 0.87. So this is the good thing. And at the end, we created our model into one pickle file. Okay. So now our 50% work is done. Now let's move ahead to the our application. Now understand the thing. This is the backend code. You cannot directly show this thing to some person which is a non-technical or non-IT person. You need to have some web application or some Android application, or you can choose the desktop application. So now we need to create a web application using the Flask. So now let's move to the PyCharm. So in Flask, you have to create the static and templates two folder. If in static you can put directly like CSS and JavaScript, and template you need to put the HTML file. So in that this guy have mentioned index.html, put it in the template folder, and this have CSS inbuilt, means in style tag they have mentioned CSS. So there is no need to put the CSS into static folder. So designing is a very basic, you can see. Now we need to change the most of the this is, I think you will find this designing on the like W3 school. There are number of template available, you don't need to do designing. Now just you need to mention the URL for predict here. Let's see, I think you have doubt. So first of all, create the Flask application. So now we need to import the thing here. So we need to import the Flask. I think this is all are the unusual library. So pickle we need to load from the because we need to load our model standard scalar. Then we need to choose the our pickle file, means we need to load our model. Then app.root, so it will give a route to our website, means web application. Now we need to render the template, so we have rendered our index.html. Okay, now then we have mentioned standard scalar. Then we have mentioned app.root and slash predict. So now we need to create a predict function. So we have chosen slash predict here, so that's why we have written URL underscore for predict here, because this is the how Jinja templating works. I will explain you when detail when I will run the code. Now if request dot method is a first, obviously it will true. We need to fetch the value from the HTML file. So let's see. Now let's understand with the example. These all are the controllers from the basic HTML. So means when I click on this button, it will redirect you to the predict. So now we need to fetch the information from the user. Okay. So every, you can see in this every controller have unique ID or unique name. So we need to fetch the data from the user. So user can enter data here, and we need to fetch our data from the user. So that there is a one method request.form, and then we need to enter the ID of the controller. So you can see these all are the ID of the controller, like name is equal to credit score, then name is equal to age, then name is equal to, like you can see, balance. So this is the simple thing. So we need to fetch all the things, all the data in one here variable. We can choose the integer, float according to our data. If we have numeric, then you can choose integer or float. Now actually this guy did some different strategy here. If geography Germany is equal to Germany, then geography Germany is equal to 1. So this is the like very uh, like simple concept. If person chooses Germany, then it becomes 1 here, because in dummy, at the time of training we have used a dummy variable trap. From the uh, dummy variable trap we have chosen, like we have created 3 columns. So let's see with example. You can see in the Germany we have got this data like 0, 1 and 2. So we have entered 0, like understand 0 for the Germany. I don't know, caps lock is on. no worry, Spain and France. So when we have uh, three type of the data, means we have you can see, we have three types of the category, then we actually we will get the problem of the dummy variable trap. So what we will do, we will there is a one solution for the dummy variable trap. What we will do, we will create the different column for the data. Means we will create the Germany, one column for the Germany, we will create one column for the Spain, and we will create one column for the France. Then in the actual data, when value is France, we will put the 1, and in other column we will put the 0. So this is the very useful and a very easy concept. So that's why this guy did this task here, like put at 1. So if geography Germany is equal to Spain, then Spain is equal to 1. If geography Germany is equal to France, then France is equal to 1. So this is the dummy variable trap. I think we can see. Let's check in the Jupyter notebook where we implemented. You can see here we have mentioned. You can see we have created three columns for our data, one for Germany, one for Spain. So now let's go ahead. Now we just get the value of the gender also. Now we need to create the data, we need to create a one list for all the data, and then we need to do get the prediction here. Then what we have did, prediction is equal to model dot predict. Then just we need to mention all the variable values here, then model will predict. And this is the simple if else concept, like if prediction is equal to 1, then we will give the message to the user, like prediction text is equal to the customer will leave the bank. If prediction is 0, means else the customer will not leave the bank. So now we need to put the value here also. So just we have to search for the, wait a minute. So you can see uh, this thing is also mentioned in the HTML file also. This is the pop-up here. So here we have mentioned prediction text variable. This is mentioned in the Jinja templating. Means when user click on this button, it will redirect you to same page. But with this message, means with prediction text, it will redirect you to the same page. In prediction text, from the Python file, you will get the result. So you can see this is the result. The customer will leave the bank, otherwise customer will not leave the bank. So I hope you understand all project in the details. If you want to deploy it on Heroku, then I have created one different video for the Heroku deployment. You can watch it on my channel. So I hope you get this thing. So let's run the project once again. Credit score 0. Not I have like good score 102. My age is 20. 1 year of experience. Enter the account balance. 1000 number of product. I have just one product. You have credit card one estimated salary is 10,000. Germany mail. So now just try to click on this button. So when I click on this button, this will redirect to me slash dot predict. Means slash predict. So this is the deploy on the Heroku. That's why it's taking the time. So guys, I hope you understand this project easily. If you did not get anything, then you can put the comment here in comment box. I will try to solve your answer. If you want to contact me directly, you can just write Machine Learning Hub on the Instagram. You will find my channel. I means you will find my page on the Instagram. Heroku becomes sometimes slow, that's why I'm not getting response. Okay, I got the response. The customer will not leave the bank, so I got the result. So this is my Instagram page, you can directly contact me here, otherwise you can put the comment here. So now this is the end of the video. If you did not get anything, then you can put the comment here, to comment down, then click on the subscribe button. I will try to solve your answer, means I will try to solve your question. So guys, that's all for the today. I will create one other videos also, because currently actually I have there are two freelancing projects which I need to complete, so that's why I'm not creating videos from the last few days. If you want to contribute project to me, then you can directly contact me on the Instagram. So guys, that's all for the today video. Thanks for the listening me. So see you in the next one.